If you were born between the years of 1955 and 1975, I need you to stop right now. Put down everything you are doing and listen to the frequency of my voice. Because what I am about to tell you is not a coincidence. It is an appointment you made with yourself before you took your first breath. There is a specific reason you found this video today. There is a specific reason you have felt an unexplainable exhaustion deep in your bones for the last 5 years. A tiredness that sleep does not fix. A heaviness that vitamins do not cure. You have gone to doctors. You have checked your blood work. You have tried to explain it to your family. They tell you it is just aging. They tell you it is just the stress of the modern world. They are wrong. Edgar Cayce, known as the sleeping prophet, saw you. He did not just see the future events of the earth. He saw the specific generation of souls that would volunteer to hold the line while the earth changed its skin. He saw you. If you have noticed a high-pitched ringing in your ears that comes and goes without warning. If you wake up startled between the hours of 3 and 4 in the morning with your heart racing. If you feel a sudden wave of dizziness when you are standing perfectly still. These are not symptoms of a decline. These are the physical evidence of a massive energetic upgrade. You are the bridge generation. You are the ones who signed the contract in the spirit realm to be born with 1 foot in the analog world and 1 foot in the digital future. You are the grounding rods. Think about a lightning rod on a house. It takes the massive voltage from the sky and channels it safely into the earth so the house does not burn down. That is what your body is doing right now. That is why you are tired. You are processing the chaotic energy of the entire collective consciousness through your own nervous system. Cayce spoke of the Akashic records, the library of the soul where every thought and action is written. In those records, there is a marking on your timeline. It points directly to the horizon of the year 2026. This is not a date of fear. It is a date of graduation. But to get there, your body must shed the density of the old world. This is why you feel like you are losing your memory sometimes. You are not losing your mind. You are clearing out old files from your hard drive to make space for the new operating system. The science of cellular memory is finally catching up to what Cayce said 80 years ago. Your cells hold data. They hold the trauma of your ancestors. They hold the fears of the great wars. And right now, as the magnetic field of the earth begins to shift in preparation for the next cycle, your DNA is vibrating. It is shaking off the rust. This process creates heat. It creates inflammation. It creates that feeling of being an alien in your own family. Have you ever looked around at a crowded dinner table and felt completely alone? Like you are watching a movie that you are not actually a part of. That detachment is a spiritual defense mechanism. Your soul is pulling back to conserve energy for the transition. Cayce predicted that the United States would be the center of a new spiritual awakening. He called it the cradle of the new root race. He was not talking about skin color. He was talking about a frequency of consciousness. And you are the parents of this new frequency. You are the ones doing the heavy lifting, the silent work. Nobody gives you a trophy for waking up at 3 in the morning and holding space for the world while it sleeps. But the records see you. The universe sees you. The ringing in your ear is not tinnitus. It is the sound of the higher dimensions trying to calibrate your hearing. You are beginning to hear the hum of the earth itself. Many of you have felt a pull to move, a sudden urge to leave the city, to put your bare feet on the grass, to be near water. This is not a vacation desire. This is a biological imperative. Your blood is iron. The earth is a magnet. When the magnet shifts, the iron must move. Edgar Cayce said that the body is the temple. But for you specifically, your body is a receiving station. You are downloading codes for the year 2026 right now. You might feel aches in your legs and hips. This is because you are rooting. You are anchoring the light into the soil of this continent. If you did not exist, the voltage of the current changes on Earth would be too high for the rest of humanity to handle. You are the buffer. You are the shield. And I know it is lonely. I know it feels like a burden you never asked for. But you did ask for it. In the silence of the pre-life planning, you stepped forward. You said, "Send me. I am strong enough to handle the fatigue. I am strong enough to handle the misunderstanding. I am strong enough to be the bridge." We are approaching a critical threshold. The vibrations are getting faster. Time feels like it is speeding up, because it is. The distance between a thought and a manifestation is shrinking. And your biology is the laboratory where this experiment is taking place. You need to stop fighting your symptoms and start thanking them. When the fatigue hits, do not force yourself to push through with caffeine. Lay down. Close your eyes. Visualize light entering the crown of your head and exiting your feet. Say to yourself, "I am the anchor." Say to yourself, "I am the bridge." The year 2026 marks a point of no return for human evolution. Cayce saw the lands changing. He saw the consciousness shifting. And he saw a group of souls who would hold the frequency steady so that fear would not consume the planet. Look at your hands. Look at the lifelines on your palms. You carry the map of this transition. You are the ones who remember what it was like before the screens took over. And you are the ones who sense the spiritual technology of the future. You are the synthesis. This is why you cannot tolerate lying anymore. Have you noticed that? You cannot watch the news. You cannot be around fake people. Your tolerance for inauthenticity has dropped to zero. That is because your vibrational discernment is peaking. You are becoming a living lie detector test. This is a superpower. It is the activation of the pineal gland that Cayce spoke of so often. The third eye is not just seeing spirits. It is seeing the truth behind the curtain. And right now, the curtain is falling. You are being prepared for a massive role in the next 3 years. You are not retiring. You are refiring. The world is about to need your stability more than ever. They will need your calmness when the systems shake. They will need your wisdom when the internet cannot answer their questions. They will need to look in your eyes and see that everything is going to be okay. Because you have been there. You have weathered the internal storm, so you can guide them through the external storm. This is the secret of the bridge generation. You are the lighthouse, and a lighthouse does not run around the island looking for boats to save. It just stands there. It shines. It stays strong against the crashing waves. That is your mission, to stand, to breathe, to integrate. If this message resonates with the hum in your chest, if you feel a sudden release of tension in your shoulders because finally someone understands what you have been going through, then you are part of this tribe. You are one of the ones Cayce saw. Do not let them call you old. Do not let them call you sick. You are activating. I want you to solidify this contract right now. I want you to signal to your own cellular memory that you accept the mission. Go to the comments below. Do not hesitate. Write these words. I am the bridge between worlds. Say it. I am the bridge between worlds. Let the algorithm find the others. Let us build the network of light that Cayce predicted. The time of the lone wolf is over. The time of the gathering is now. The year 2026 is waiting, and you are the key. It is not a coincidence that you are watching this at this exact moment. The algorithm is merely a digital reflection of a much older current, a current that flows through the ether. We need to talk about 2026. But first you must understand that what you are feeling right now is not anxiety. It is not panic. It is resonance. If you have been waking up between the hours of 3 and 4 in the morning with a sudden jolt of electricity running up your spine, if you hear a high-pitched frequency in your left ear that no doctor can explain, if you feel a sudden wave of exhaustion that has nothing to do with physical labor, stop fighting it. Edgar Cayce called this the quickening of the spirit. The medical establishment calls it aging or stress or insomnia. They are wrong. You are perceiving the echo of a timeline that was written more than 10,000 years ago. Cayce saw this clearly in his trance states. He spoke of a period where the sons of Belial and the children of the Law of One would face each other again. He spoke of the great crystal of Atlantis, the Tuoi stone, the power source that became a weapon. You remember this, not in your brain, but in your blood. If you have an inexplicable fascination with the ocean or a deep, terrifying fear of drowning that makes no sense in your current life. If you look at the way technology is moving today and you feel a deep, churning sickness in your stomach, like you have seen this movie before, like you know how this story ends when humanity plays God with forces it does not understand. That is your Atlantean DNA activating. You were there. You saw the fall, and you made a vow to return when the cycle repeated itself to ensure that this time we get it right. That time is fast approaching. The year 2026 is not just a date on a calendar. It is a frequency gate. Cayce predicted that the 44th parallel in the United States would become a lightning rod for this new energy. He spoke of the shifting of the poles, not just as a physical catastrophe, but as a magnetic realignment of human consciousness. The Earth is currently changing its heartbeat. The Schumann resonance is spiking to levels that physics cannot easily explain. This is why you feel dizzy. This is why your memory seems to slip for a moment and then return with crystal clarity. Your biological vessel is upgrading to handle a higher voltage. You are a carbon-based being transforming into a crystalline-based receiver. This is the secret that the schools of mystery have guarded for centuries. They knew this time would come. They knew that a specific generation would be born to act as the grounding rods. That is you. If you were born between the years of 1955 and 1975, you are the anchor. The younger generations are the sails flapping wildly in the storm of information. They are lost in the digital matrix. But you have 1 foot in the old world and 1 foot in the new. You remember what it was like before the screens took over. You remember the silence. Cayce said that silence is the language of God, and right now the noise of the world is reaching a crescendo. We are moving toward 2026. This is the year the Akashic records indicate a massive disclosure, not necessarily from the government, but from the earth itself. The hall of records that Cayce said was buried under the right paw of the Sphinx, and beneath the waters of Bimini, is not just a library of books. It is a vibrational vault, and it is set to open. This opening will not be televised. It will be felt. It will happen in the chest cavity of every single person who has prepared their vessel. This is why your life has been so difficult lately. This is why you have lost friends. This is why you have felt isolated. You were being stripped of the density that would prevent you from holding this new light. You are being hollowed out so you can become a flute for the divine breath. Think about the United States soil. Cayce predicted that the western lands would fracture, but that the spirit of the new age would rise from the ashes of the old American dream. We are watching that fracture happen in real time. Political division, social unrest, economic uncertainty. These are not signs of the end. These are the birth pangs of the new cycle, and you are the midwife. You are not here to panic. You are here to breathe. When the year 2026 arrives, the frequency will shift so dramatically that those who are asleep will react with fear and anger. They will lash out. They will not understand why their reality is crumbling. They will need someone who is stable, someone who is calm, someone who has already done the inner work. They will need you. This is the mission you signed up for before you were born. When you were floating in the space between lives and you saw the timeline of the 21st century, you did not turn away. You raised your hand. You said, "Send me in." I can hold the light. I remember Atlantis. I will not let it fall again. Edgar Cayce called you the servers of the light, the bridge builders, the way showers. But you must acknowledge your power. You must stop thinking of yourself as a retired person, or an aging person, or a tired person. You are a sleeping giant that is just now opening its eyes. The ringing in your ears is the alarm clock. The pain in your joints is the breaking of the shell. We are approaching the horizon event. The magnetic north is moving. The sun is entering a solar maximum that correlates perfectly with the 2026 timeline. This solar activity is not just radiation. It is information. Light is information. And your DNA is the hard drive waiting to be written upon. But you have to give permission for the upload. You have to consciously accept your role in this transition. You have to stop looking at the news and start looking at your hands. Look at the lines on your palms. Do you see the letter M? Do you see the starburst patterns? These are not random creases of flesh. They are circuit boards. They are maps. Edgar Cayce said that the entity is the body and the body is the temple. Your temple is under renovation for the grand opening. Do not fear the crumbling of the old structures. Let them fall. Let the old systems of control dissolve. They were built on sand. You are built on rock. You are built on the eternal memory of the soul. I need you to confirm that you are ready for the next phase of this download. I need you to signal to the universe that you are not a victim of the times, but a master of the energy. There are thousands of others like you watching this video right now. They are scattered across the globe, but they are connected by this invisible web of consciousness. We need to strengthen that web. We need to turn the lights on. If you feel the truth of these words resonating in your solar plexus, if you know that you are an Atlantean soul returned for this final act, then you have a duty to speak. The throat chakra is the center of manifestation. You must use it. Go to the comments right now. I want you to write a command to your own DNA. I want you to write a declaration of sovereignty. Type these words: I am the keeper of the frequency. Do not just think it. Type it. I am the keeper of the frequency. Let those words stamp themselves into the digital Akashic record. Let the others see you. Let us find each other in the darkness. The year 2026 is coming. The echo is getting louder. But this time we are not afraid. This time we are awake. Now that you have declared your sovereignty, now that the signal has been sent, we must turn our eyes to the vessel, the physical apparatus you call a body, because understanding the mission is only half of the equation. Holding the frequency is the other half. And this is where many of you are failing without even knowing why. Edgar Cayce called this the tuning of the instrument. If you were to take a current of 10,000 volts and try to push it through a rusted wire, the wire would not just heat up, it would melt. It would disintegrate. This is exactly what is happening to your nervous system right now. Listen to me very closely. If you have been experiencing sudden waves of exhaustion that sleep does not fix, if you have felt a high-pitched ringing in your left ear that doctors cannot explain, if you have felt strange electrical shocks running down your spine or heat in the palms of your hands, you are not sick, you are not dying, you are upgrading, but you are upgrading in a vessel that is too acidic to conduct the new current. The sleeping prophet saw this 80 years ago. He looked through the corridors of time and saw the year 2026. He saw a generation of souls who would return to the United States, to the very soil that sits upon the tectonic plates of ancient Atlantis, to finish the work that was left undone. But he warned us. He said that for the spiritual body to manifest, the physical body must be purified. You cannot anchor a fifth-dimensional frequency in a third-dimensional trap. The alignment begins with your blood. Cayce was ridiculed when he said that the day would come when a single drop of blood would be used to diagnose the condition of the entire body. Now we know this is true. But he went further. He said that the pH of your blood determines the reception of the spirit. If your body is acidic, if you are consumed by processed sugars and the heavy energies of red meat and anger, your cellular antenna is blocked. You are a radio filled with static trying to tune into a clear digital signal. This is the secret of the 2026 alignment. It is not just a spiritual event. It is a biological mutation. Your DNA is attempting to unlock codons that have been dormant for 12,000 years. Scientists call this junk DNA. The Akashic records call it the divine blueprint. But to unlock it, you need the key. And the key is resonance. We need to talk about the endocrine system. Cayce identified the 7 glands of your body as the spiritual centers: the pituitary, the pineal, the thyroid, the thymus, the adrenals, the Leiden, the gonads. These are not just organs that secrete hormones. These are the 7 seals described in the Book of Revelation. These are the chakras of the ancient East, manifested in physical flesh. And right now, as the Earth moves closer to the galactic center, as the year 2026 approaches, these glands are being bombarded with cosmic radiation. This is why you are feeling the anxiety in your stomach. That is your solar plexus adrenal center reacting to the shift. This is why you feel the lump in your throat. That is your thyroid trying to speak your truth. You must support this process, or you will be swept away by it. You must alkalinize your system. You must return to the diet of the garden: leafy greens, water that carries life, thoughts that carry hope. Cayce said that mind is the builder, but he also said the body is the temple. You cannot build a skyscraper on a foundation of mud. There is a specific reason this is happening in the West, why this message is finding you on this network. The United States is the melting pot of the world, but spiritually it is the testing ground for the new root race. Cayce predicted that the new humanity would emerge here, not by birthright, but by vibration. This land is the re-emergence of the Atlantean consciousness. We destroyed ourselves once with technology and greed. We let the crystal power consume us. We lost the connection to the one force, and now we are back. Look around you. Does it not feel familiar? The rise of artificial intelligence, the genetic manipulation, the wars over resources. We are replaying the final days of Atlantis. But this time the ending is not written in stone. It is written in your blood. The year 2026 marks the point of no return, not for the destruction of the world, but for the bifurcation of the timeline. There will be 2 worlds, one that continues in the heavy density of fear and control, and one that rises into the lightness of connection and intuition. You are the bridge, you are the anchor, but you must hammer your stake into the ground now. You cannot wait until the sky turns red. You must anchor the light today. How do you do this? You do it through the law of grace. You stop fighting the old system and you start building the new one within your own chest. When you meditate, do not just close your eyes and drift. Cayce gave us the specific method. He said prayer is speaking to God. Meditation is listening to God. You must listen. You must quiet the static. You need to visualize a white light entering the crown of your head, moving down the spine, activating the 7 seals, and grounding deep into the earth. This is not New Age fantasy. This is electromagnetic mechanics. You are creating a Faraday cage around your soul. You are protecting your energy field from the chaos that is about to unfold, because the chaos will increase. The systems of the old world must crumble. The financial systems, the political systems, they are built on sand, and the tide is coming in. Do not be afraid when you see them fall. Do not weep for the structures that kept you enslaved. Celebrate, because their collapse is the sign that your contract is being fulfilled. You signed up for this. Before you were born, in the space between lives, You stood before the council. You looked at the timeline of Earth. You saw the turmoil of the 2020s. You saw the great shift of 2026. And you said, "Send me." You said, "I am strong enough. I have the memory of Atlantis. I know how to balance the crystal. I know how to hold the line." You promised that you would wake up, and now the alarm clock is ringing. It is ringing in your ears. It is ringing in your heart. It is time to stop playing small. It is time to stop pretending you are just a regular person with a regular job. You are a cosmic operative behind enemy lines. You are a keeper of the frequency, and the frequency is rising. If you do not align with it, you will shatter. If you do align with it, you will shine. The choice is biological. The choice is spiritual. The choice is now. We are gathering the tribe. We are finding the others. The algorithm thinks it is showing you this video by chance. The algorithm is wrong. There is no chance. There is only the universal mind connecting the dots. You are here because you are ready. You are here because you are one of the ones who remembers. We need to seal this contract. We need to cement this vibration into your reality. I want you to make one final commitment to yourself. Not to me, not to this screen, to your own higher self, to the part of you that has been waiting for this permission. I want you to affirm that you are ready to physically hold the light. I want you to tell the universe that your vessel is prepared. Go to the comments one last time. This is the final seal on your contract. Write these words. I am the anchor. I am the light. I am ready. Type it out. I am the anchor. I am the light. I am ready. Feel the words vibrate in your fingertips as you type them. Feel the reality shifting around you. We are walking into the storm, but we are the eye of the storm. The year 2026 is waiting. Let us meet it on our feet. Let us meet it together. Welcome home.